Hello everyone, I'm the Noobist. You're watching the Noobistcolony. This video will act as an overview of synthweaving and archaeology. It will contain leveling tips as well as a general guide on how to make credits with these two crew skills. You'll also need underworld trading. So the three that you'll need are synthweaving, archaeology, and underworld trading. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with the pros and cons. Here we go. Alright, in starting with the pros of synthweaving, archaeology, and underworld trading, I consider this package of crew skills to be one of the faster that I have leveled up thus far. And really, I'm level 47 on my Sage. I'm already level 400, which is the max on synthweaving, so I can already start reverse engineering for those blues and purples. Very nice to have, and it was very, very simple leveling up. You also get pure profit from archaeology mats, which makes for extremely large amounts of money or credits while leveling up. Basically, archaeology mats that you're going to be gathering, such as color crystals, are very rarely, if ever, used by synthweaving. I haven't really run across any myself, so you can really pretty much just take those mats and sell them on the GTN. It is fairly easy to dominate the market with synthweaving, archaeology, and underworld trading because most of the people that have maxed crew skills had rolled biochem because it was OP for a while before it was nerfed, and have not put the time and effort into re-rolling and maxing out other crew skills. So basically, it's pretty easy to post up your auctions and stuff without being undercut, unlike implants in biochem. And the last pro that I will consider is gear from questing can be turned into cash. Synthweaving, because you're making your own gear or crafting your own gear, allows you to dump all of the greens, blues that you find from questing or while questing on mobs or from quest rewards. You can basically vendor those, or if you really want to try and compete on the market with the greens, feel free. But yeah, basically it's free money. Alright, and for the cons, basically competition from people posting questing items. So, people are gathering the greens from and blues and purples from questing, and they're posting them up on the GTN. So you have to compete with this, which ties in with the other con, which is people will usually only buy blue and purple items. However, there is kind of a pro to that in the sense that because the drop rate is so low on blues and purples while questing, you're basically guaranteed sales if you're selling purple items at various levels. Alright, and now I will share my tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way that will help ensure that you guys are making them credits. Alright, so here we are back in Star Wars The Old Republic, and I've got a few tips for you to keep in mind while you're leveling. For starters, take advantage of archaeology. It is one of those crew skills that both synthweaving and artifice can benefit from it. Meaning, go beast mode on every gathering node you see. Make sure that you are grabbing every node whenever possible. Especially color crystal nodes. If you see a color crystal node halfway across the map and you can see it on your map, I would strongly suggest you run over there because basically you can take these color crystals, turn around, and post them on the GTN for pure profit because synthweaving very seldomly, if ever, uses these color crystals. They're also in abundance, so really if you do need them for whatever pattern, then you can always go out and grab them. The other thing that I wanted to touch on was missions. Make sure that you're not abusing missions. You don't really have to send your companions out for much of anything. While you're leveling up, the only thing, or while I was leveling up for that matter, the only things that I sent my companions out for were underworld trading missions where I had procced a blue or purple pattern and I needed some of the cloth. The other thing that I did was I sent my companions out for things like Zed cloths, which are the materials that you can purchase from the crafting vendor or the crew skill vendor. Other than that, I did not send my companion out for anything because I had more than enough materials needed or that were needed to level up, and then some. I mean, just take a look at how many I still have. I can craft like 29 thermal belts and some odd from different areas. So yeah, there are plenty of materials there. So Wouldn't worry about that. Save the money for your speeder. Focus on power leveling, something like Underworld Trading later if you want. So there's one other thing to keep in mind while you are leveling Synthweaving, and that is make sure you're reverse engineering everything. You need those purple and blue patterns in order to make a profit, because a lot of people aren't going to buy the green since there's just an abundance of green items on the GTN from people questing. So make sure you're reverse engineering everything. This will help you power level for starters, and then also ensure that you're able to put yourself a little bit above everybody else by having those better items to sell. Other than that, the only other thing I wanted to touch on, which is something that I did in my biochem video, which was the GTN, how to use it efficiently, and what you should be doing with your auctions. So basically, you're going to want to basically craft one. Don't go overkill. Make sure you're crafting like a blue, from various levels, usually like as high as you can, maybe like 5, 10 levels lower than you, or 5 levels higher if you're that far ahead in your crew skills or in Synthweaving. But don't go overboard. Don't craft 4 of the same bracer. Don't craft 2 of the same purple. Anything like that. Make sure that you're diversifying your selection. So basically, the GTN works like this. You can just quickly search for armor. Say I'm going to sell some light boots. So I'm going to go light armor, and I want to see what purple boots there are. And there you go. So I'm going to arrange by level, and you can see people at level 13 starting out to sell these purple bracers. That's a little bit high for level 13, but people actually pay the money because they're rolling alts and they want to be pretty beast. So it's worth a shot. If you don't sell, it's no big deal. You don't lose any credits in this game. So make sure that when you're posting, this is the big one. A lot of people, when they're posting items, let's see. So let's say I'm going to sell this here. Make sure you're posting or you're set to 1 day or less. Don't do it for 2 days because it doubles, or the deposit on it's a lot bigger. This is a bad example because it's like 35 and 41, but if you're selling purples, you're talking about a couple thousand credits, and that's where your money gets taken out of. So there's no auction fee if you're if nobody buys it, but there is an auction fee if somebody buys it. And make sure that you're just posting for 12 or 24 hours, because there's no reason to keep it up there for 2 days. And that's about it. I hope you guys pulled some information from this video. If you have questions, feel free to ask on the channel or shoot me an email at thenoobist@thenoobistcolony.com. I'm the Noobist. This is the Noobist Colony. Thanks for watching.